So, let me say before I do this that I'm aware that some people might see this as insensitive. Okay, so first of all, no, I am not meaning to be insensitive. I am not meaning to be disrespectful. When it comes to certain issues, I am not meaning to be disrespectful or at the very least disrespectful to children. First of all, if there are organizations that are offering children in these predicaments legitimate help, all the power to you. God bless you. Thank you for your services. However, you remember back in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s a little bit, not as much these days for reasons unknown. Maybe they're unknown, maybe they're known to others, but definitely not to me. But remember, like, let's say you getting ready to eat. Good food, yum yum on the table, or just be sitting there with kids the same damn age in these videos getting ready, and you can tell by that description what we're about to react to. So anyway, and it's my first reaction, by the way, so woohoo. Anyway, just had the kids all gather around, get ready to watch something family friendly. Got your little wonderful worlds of Disney's, getting ready to sing along, eat popcorn, having a good time watching it. Well, then all of a sudden, we hear and have a visit from this guy. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Let me try that again. Oh, what did I just press? I'm not good at this. Technical difficulty.
Speech on.
See?
Track video player button. Heading. Video player. Heading.
Okay.
Play button.
Alright, so anyway, when all of a sudden, knock, 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 we get a visit from this guy.
Pause.
Before nightfall, 40,000 children will die from hunger and disease. 55 will die before I finish talking.
Wait a minute. Hold on. First off, I thought this was family friendly good vibes. Where'd Grandpa Buzzkill come from, Mommy? And what is hunger and disease, Mommy? And why are children like me? Yeah, this is a charity commercial. You've probably seen charity commercials. They probably still air, well, I know they still air charity commercials like St. Jude, just not as much as they used to. So that was one of those, unlike the cancer commercials where kids had a place to go to, that was one of the third world Save a Child commercials where basically these kids are hungry, these kids are getting sick, can't go to school, dying, please call and sponsor one commercials. Again, especially these kids from this generation probably have not seen them, if at all, but they were, again, very manipulative. The kids in them, to my knowledge, were in real situations. They weren't really like actors or models or stuff. Although I wouldn't know any better since I can't hardly see. But from what I'm told, you can't fake rib cages and you can't fake skin diseases, so I don't know. Yeah, okay, so, yeah. Those were often, you never knew what to expect with those. Sometimes they'll just come out straight shooting, like that guy did. Before nightfall, 50,000 children will die because blah 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 before I finish the commercial. Okay, yeah, those were easy. Sometimes, well, not on any other commercials I've seen, you might get somebody singing about this is Christmas and what have you done, another year older, a new one just speak. I can't do a good Beatles impersonation, but you know what I'm doing. Other times, it's a little less unpleasant than that. Just zoomed in on some poor kid's face. Or we just sit there watching TV, especially if we're sitting there with the TV on the background eating dinner, all of a sudden some poor little kid just starts screaming and crying at the top of his lungs. Just so hungry. Other times, just nothing at all. Just laying there. What the fuck was that? And it's very unpleasant. Okay, so that's step one of the plan. Step one of the plan is to get your attention by any means necessary. Whether they get your attention by having some listless kid laying there, or by the cute and adorable but dying face, or the screaming and crying, or straight shooting facts. Wait, I think I said that one already. Okay, step two. Why is this happening? Because it's not happening on its own. Well, that's obvious that it's not happening on its own. There are reasons why it's happening. Obviously, sometimes it happens because of war. Sometimes it happens, obviously, because they're poor and where they live isn't very nice. Sometimes these kids, on top of being poor, and on top of living in places that aren't very nice, sometimes they get born, unlike other kids in these situations that have parents that love them. Some kids end up in situations, either the parents aren't very nice, or where parents that send their kids away out of love, somewhere where they think they'll be better cared for, whether if it's an orphanage or whether it's in a relative that might see them as a burden, and then they get treated even worse. Like the situation was already bad, but then compounded by being somewhere with somebody that doesn't love you. Oh, but no, that's not enough for them to say. Somehow they gotta loop it back to you and make it feel guilty. It's happening because you're not sending the money. So let's watch step two, shall we? Now we're going to do our magic tap, and hopefully it'll boot up on cue. All right.
They're dying because to most of us, they're nameless, faceless masses, too
See?
numerous to help.
Yep, so basically, instead of outright saying the reasons stated above, which are also true, well, they're dying because they're poor. They're dying because the parents can't care for them very well because they're poor. No. They have to take that reasoning and they have to loop it back to you somehow. Let's watch a little bit more, part 2 of step 2.
But they each have a name and they can be helped one by one. If you can set aside... You've got mail.
Oh no, that's not part 2 of step 2. This is the there's hope thing to get you excited and get you motivated to donate. Not just to sit there, not just having the kid either listless or screaming or crying or straight shooting facts is enough. Now we have to do the whole there's hope song and dance. They can be helped, but you gotta give us your money. They can be helped if they have a sponsor. So basically that step 3 is that they kind of gotta get you motivated. And I know this was supposed to have started out as a roast. And yes, I did hear my phone. I know I have a message. I will deal with that in a minute. Matter of fact, let me deal with it now while I'm thinking about it. Let me pause. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so not only are we establishing there's hope, but we're also establishing the fact that there is hope in the fact that you have to... There is hope in the fact that you can give this money and then all these wonderful things are going to happen. Food, clothes, school, etc. In the words of Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, there can be miracles. Don't copyright me. Anyway, but first of all, it's not enough that there is hope. We have to establish hope in the head after seeing and hearing god-awful images and sounds, which I will be sparing you of that because this will be audio only. But first of all, that's step 3, part 1. Part 1 of step 3, establishing hope. Step 2 of part 1, Lord Jesus, I am losing track of these damn steps. Anyway, part 2 of step 3, testimonial. Let's continue.
Speech on.
Nope, we don't want speech on.
Speech off.
$1 a month. Then please call this number and sponsor a child like Maria. Maria.
All right, so now we've just said it. We've just established hope in the heart, and then we're establishing familiarity, love. We're going to sponsor a child like Maria. Oh no, it wasn't enough for her to be Maria. Accent appropriation, or whatever we call it. So anyway, now we're going to establish familiarity. So let's continue on with part 2 of step 3, the testimonial. Well, I don't know if you would call it a testimonial or a before and after, but I think you get a testimonial of seeing this child go through the CCF program, according to this celebrity guest star, which we'll be talking about that portion later.
Might be a statistic now, if it weren't for Angela Toth, a homemaker from Michigan. Before Angela sponsored Maria through Christian Children's Fund, the situation was very bad. Maria and her mother were alone and frightened. Maria's father had been kidnapped, and with no source of income, it's pretty tough to get along in this part of the country. But Maria will, thanks to Angela. Now they share pictures, letters, their joys, sadness.
Stop. Okay. So what did we just see there? Bad. Sponsor. Good. Basically, we're telling a story to get Maria into our heart. Oh, I'm sorry, Maria into our hearts and heads. Oh, things were so bad for her. Now she has this one lady, and now not everything's great. Because I'd have to imagine that there's some feelings of fear and loss and loneliness behind having your father abducted. Yeah, I said it. Abducted. And I know I'm being nitpicky, but let's continue. Now, we are going to go back to steps 2 and 3. We are going to loop it back on the player, shift blame on, Lord, did I just say the viewer, not player, viewer, commercial, not video game. Continue. So now we're going back to step 2.
Thousands of children, just as precious as Maria, die every day.
Okay, that one was not step 2. That was step 1. Thousands of children with Maria. And I don't know. Well, obviously, because this is audio only, they are flicking through different children's faces. Some that are waiting for sponsors, some that are probably gone through the program at a previous time, blah, blah, blah. That's thousands of children as precious as Maria. They're establishing familiarity and looping the blame back.
Because people are heartless, but because we feel powerless. How many times have you heard...
Okay, so now they're trying to soften the blame blow a little bit. Not because people are heartless, but because they feel overwhelmed. Okay, well, if that was the case, then there's really no need to place blame at all. Oh, but wait. We need people to feel guilty enough to send in the money and the checks and the letters and the thises and the that's.
Child mortality statistics and thought, the problem's so big, what can I do? You can do plenty. You can pick up the phone and save one child. That's a great feeling. Meet Jose, sponsored by...
Oh, there's that step 3 again. That's part 2 of step 3 again. Now we're on to another testimonial. Now this kid's name is Jose.
Scott Blevins, a Florida technician. Jose is just getting over pneumonia, which is usually...
Okay, so basically, this child was sick. Luckily, he was sick when he was in the program. So he was able to get his shots because of his sponsor. There can be miracles.
Here. You see, where Jose lives, there's no clean water, no medicine, nothing but poverty. But with Scott's $21 a month, Christian Children's Fund is able to give Jose good food, clean water.
Oh, no,
clothes,
wait. Not Jose. Jose.
and the penicillin that saved his life. The only thing we can't save you from is your schoolwork.
Really? Are we joking? Are we making jokes? Oh, the only thing we can't save you from, buddy, is your overdue schoolwork. No. No. No, 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 no. Don't like that at all. I don't know why. So far, we have our steps. We had our before night falls, 27,000 children, blah 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 blah. Not because people are heartless, but because blah 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 blah. Meet Maria and meet Jose. I am not making this up. You heard it from the celebrity's mouth, or what I believe is a celebrity named Alan Sater.
Christian Children's Fund can do a lot with your $21. Remember, your phone call can make a wonderful difference
Step
in the
3,
life of a
part 1.
child. The number for Christian Children's Fund is on your screen. Please call.
Contact info.
We'll send you the name and photo of a child you can sponsor.
And then we slow down the happily ever after music. The end. I'm about sick of this project.